Hello, Colleen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm happy that we got to meet a second time now. And I would just, I guess, my first question is, um, do you remember anything about our last meeting about how like interested you guys were on our product? Do you think are you pretty interested or how about that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, it's something that aligns with our wellness program and our sustainability goals. And it's something we've been talking about for quite some time. And it's a convenience and perk that we'd like to add for our employees at all of our facilities. So, yeah, we're very interested in the specifically the bottleless water cooler.
Okay, I understand. That's good. Well, I'd like to move forward then. I guess my next question would be, what are kind of some objections that you have, or maybe some like concerns you have regarding our product of like how it could assist you in meeting your needs exactly?
Something that's pretty standard if we don't have a previous work history with a vendor. We typically require at least two references from other satisfied customers who have ordered and received installation of a similar product for our records and just for our team to review and making it during our decision making process. So that would be something that we would need before we could move forward.
I understand. So with that, we have actually excellent references from other customers that we would love to send your way. And if need be, also, I could personally provide those for you, like via email, like
Uh,
with
e-
documentation.
sure, email would be the quickest way. That would be great.
Right, I understand. That's good. So, uh, first with that, and then also like if need be, if you or any of your superiors would like documentation, like on the credentials or whatever, I could send those your way as well. But I
Yeah, and
assure
if
you
you
that
have
we're
any
good.
specific information about the products, any fact sheets, spec sheets, dimensions, things like that, that would be considered in our decision making process as well, so that everybody on the team is familiar with the units that we're looking at and what we're interested in having installed.
Of course. Okay, thank you. Um, yeah, definitely can do that. So, were there any other ones you had?
Well, being a nonprofit public utility, we do have access to Kentucky state pricing, and a company called Sourcewell does negotiated coordinated like group purchasing power. So those prices are typically about 3 to 5% less than average retail market. So I just wanted to give you a heads up for that because that will play into our decision making process. So you're probably going to want to sharpen your pencil a little bit when you give us a proposal for the total purchase of the units and installation, and then the timeline as well in your proposal. Just because we don't always have to go with the lowest bidder. We have to go with the best, most responsive bidder. But I just wanted to clue you into that, as that may um, figure into the team's decision making process when we go to make a decision about who we're going to purchase these units from. So just keep that in mind that we do have access to that group purchasing through the state of Kentucky, and we'll probably be looking for pricing along those lines.
Absolutely. Yeah. With that, so I've done a little bit of research myself, obviously, and I've surveyed the market. Our price is very competitive, compared to others like Brio or, for example, Drink Pod. Because our price per unit is 159.99. And with installation, I believe it's around 10 to 20% additional of the price per unit. So I guess would that fall under your guys's price range whatsoever?
I believe that seems in line with some of the research that we've done on our end as well. But I'd like to see the entire proposal with, I believe we need about a dozen units with installation, and most of the locations have plumbing that could be connected and piped into your units. But you'd probably want to figure in also an on-site visit to each location just to inspect the site where we intend to have them installed, just to make sure there are no surprises. And then you could probably figure in your proposal, plus or minus 3% for any unforeseen things. Once you get into the wall and see the existing plumbing, if any pipes need to be updated or anything like that. I mean, it should be okay, but just experience tells you that you never know exactly what you're going to find when you go through the walls to install something like that. So I would also consider that in your proposal, because that's something we'll be looking for, is to make sure all the bases are covered. When we go to award the contract to have these installed.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds great. Well, real quick, I'd like to just dive into a few things. Reasons why I believe, I guess if you could like to take notes, if you like, if not, that's okay. Totally up to you. But just some reasons, some like ways that our product, I believe, can meet your guys' needs. And based on our previous meeting, I know a few of these would be, one of them would be sustainability. I remember very, very clearly. We talked a lot
Right.
about that. And as well as well with price as well and the ease of installation. So with the sustainability aspect of it, I realize that you guys are, focusing on a wellness initiative in your facilities and offices. So our water coolers use less plastic and also use sustainable materials in their manufacturing process. So they are therefore better for the environment. Um, and with that, we use a biodegradable plastic, which and also a smaller size machine than other competitors. It's generally a smaller size, so it uses less material. Excuse me, and uses so therefore it's also better for the environment that specific way. And then again, our price is very competitive. We are a relatively larger company than compared to our other competitors, so we have a little bit more capital to work with, which means that we obviously are able to work around our pricing a little bit, depending on our customers' needs, of course. Um, so with that as well, our product is very easy to install. We've put a lot of effort and research into the design of the product to make it very easily universally able to install, I guess, to a lot of different plumbing systems, like compared, like if your building's old or new. I am confident our product will be able to be easily installed with little to no problems, hopefully. So like we have a really innovative valve technology on our products that helps them become very versatile with different plumbing systems. So hopefully these things would be reasons why you guys would be very interested in accepting a sales proposal from us specifically. So with that all being said, um, it seems like would it be accurate that I've addressed most of your questions and your concerns this meeting?
Yeah, actually, and something I hadn't thought of is the smaller size because that's always a consideration. The space available, that would be closest to employees, traffic patterns or their work locations within the building. So that's a good idea. And then our buildings were all built anywhere from the 1920s into the early 2000s, so they can have a variety of different plumbings, pipe, PVC, copper. Uh, Hopefully no lead, but there'll be some iron possibly. So it's good that your machines are adaptable to the different systems that you might encounter. That's why I recommend a site visit because our locations are varied types of construction. And then it probably would help you put together your proposal to anticipate anything. But it sounds like your machine is adaptable to different configurations. So that may not be a challenge for you. It's just something that comes to mind for us because we've had challenges with other things that have been installed in these buildings of various ages. So it sounds like you've already given that some consideration in the design of your machine. And it sounds really great. All the materials that you've used in the design of your product for sustainability, because being a water utility, we have to be good stewards of the environment. And then we're also concerned with keeping our healthcare costs down through our wellness program. So this kind of a product ticks off both of those boxes. So it's safe to say that we're very interested. Things just your references check out, and then your proposal encompasses everything that we think you may encounter in the course of this project. It's probably a good prospect that we'll be able to move forward. So if that give you some indication.
Okay, cool. Well, that sounds great. Thank you. I appreciate your time. So it seems to be that you are very satisfied. So if you don't mind, I guess we can move forward with some maybe like written proposals, and maybe possibly a follow-up meeting in the next few weeks, just to kind of, I guess, get the ball rolling with that, and then also like come in with a final, like, kind of formal proposal of price and a number of units and things of that nature. But that sounds great. So I'm really happy to hear about that.
Okay. But
So
once I receive those specification materials from you, and then the references that you spoke about, we should probably schedule another meeting. And I would recommend we go ahead and do the site visit rather than we could do a Zoom call, but I think it's important for you to or send a representative possibly separately to look at the various locations and maybe take some photographs and make some notes that he could bring back, or she could bring back to include in your proposal. And then we should probably set a meeting to discuss the final timeline, and the total cost of the project. And then we can move forward. And then the next step after that would be formal approval and then scheduling the installation. So we're probably in phase 2 of 4 phases to getting this wrapped up. So I think we're on the right track.
Absolutely. That sounds great. I will get back to you very soon with an email of references and things of that nature. But it sounds like that our meeting is, good to go. So, I
Yeah, no,
appreciate your time,
I'm
Colleen.
satisfied to date with everything we've discussed, and I'm looking forward to reviewing the information and moving this project along because we're really excited to get these installed and offer them to our employees.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you
I
for your
appreciate
time.
your time. Thank you.
Okay. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks.